Hello, Saints. Today I want to talk to you about how you can hear from God directly, okay? So late January 2011, God found me broken at the altar and called me into the prophetic ministry. I felt him pouring holy oil over my head. And then later that night, I seen a vision of God. And he said, hey, I want you to go and warn my people to prepare for my wrath to come. Okay, so moving forward. So about 2 weeks later, give or take, about 2 weeks later, I was desperately crying out to God. And I said, God, you gotta talk to me. You gotta talk to me. I need to hear from you. I need to hear your voice. I need to hear from you. So I was desperately crying out to God. I said, take these 3 words I'm thinking about right now and put them right here. And I reached into the Bible and I said, this is how you're going to talk to me through your word, this is what you're telling me. And then I opened my eyes and I seen those 3 words and I said, wow, look, there's those 3 words. The next day I was sitting there in the morning and I said, I want to ask God, the same thing. So I sat there and I picked out 2 very unique words I thought would never be in the Bible. And I said, God, you got to talk to me. Just talk to me. I said, just talk to me, and I said, just right here where my fingers are, and I went like that, with my fingers. And I picked out 2 very unique words I thought would never be in the Bible. And then when I opened my eyes and I looked and I said, just talk to me, just right here. And I looked and there was those 2 very unique words. And I said, wow, look, there's those 2 very unique words. And then so as the days went on, I noticed that, yes, this was how you can read the Bible and hear from God, So then I'm going to tell you, first off, if you can't show me the scriptures, then I'm like, I don't want to hear about it. Show me if it's doctrine, show me the sound doctrine, show me the scriptures. So when I started doing this, then the Lord showed me the scripture. He showed me the scriptures. James 1:5-7. If you ask God anything concerning his word by faith, nothing wavering, he will answer you. And then in Jeremiah 29, verses 12-13, if you ask God with your whole heart, he will answer you. So there are many scriptures where that's the sound doctrine. We can ask God a question and get an instant answer. Hey, I'll see you in the next video. You guys have a great day.